Over the past few months, I've learned a thing or two from young people about how to quarantine successfully. You showed me the Renegade Challenge. Great name, by the way, which I've been enjoying on my Finsta.
Hi guys, this is Olga, and in today's video we're going to check if we can understand Mr. Obama speaking, learn maybe a few words from his talk, and maybe even see him dancing.
You want to see my Renegade?
Wow, that would be interesting, so let's not waste our time and let's get started now.
Over the past few months, I've learned a thing or two from young people about how to quarantine successfully. You've taught me how to make a mean sourdough starter. It looks awful. You showed me the Renegade Challenge. Great name, by the way, which I've been enjoying on my Finsta.
Alright, let's have a look at this mean sourdough starter. Why is it mean? And the Renegade Challenge, together with Finsta. So apart from the being unkind, the word mean can also mean to be very good, excellent, and effective. You can use mean in expressions such as he plays a mean trumpet and she mixes a mean cocktail to indicate that someone does something extremely well. Sourdough or sourdough bread is bread made using fermenting dough that has a slightly sour taste. Mashed avocado is delicious on toasted sourdough. Renegade is used to describe someone who has changed their feelings of support and duty from one political, religious, national group to a new one. You may say a renegade soldier or a renegade priest. Finsta is a combination of the words fake, meaning not real, and Instagram.
So, since you've given me so much lately, and so much hope over the years, I want to return the favor and help you make a plan in the upcoming election. You know the stakes for your lives, for your futures, your planet. And because young people have always been the ones to make change in this country, making change this fall is once again going to depend on you.
So here, let's have a look at the return the favor expression and the stakes. So if you do someone a favor, you do something in order to help them. I've come to ask you to do me a favor. He helped me a lot, so I need to return the favor. And the synonyms for these would be good turn, service, benefit, or courtesy. A stake is a share or a financial involvement in something, such as business, for instance. Stakes are the things that you can gain or lose by taking a risk, for example in business or politics. And stakes also the amount of money you risk. He liked gambling, but only for small stakes. The synonyms are bet, gamble, wager, chance. If you want to check how well you can understand native speakers talking, improve your level of English in a pleasant and entertaining way, and learn the English language the way native speakers use it, then you're in the right place. Here on my channel you will find many more videos with speeches of celebrities and famous people, shorter videos on the new meanings of the words which you might have not known, music, movies, news, songs, and many more. So make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you do not lose this channel and you don't miss my new videos.
Since we're still dealing with a pandemic, we've got to approach voting just like we do everything else these days. Shopping, ordering dinner, pulling off a surprise birthday party over Zoom. We've got a plan. First, you've got to register. Just go to votesaveamerica.com and answer the quick prompts. Once you're registered, the next step in your plan is figuring out how and when you're going to vote. And there are a few options.
Okay, so what does it mean to pull off a party or answer the quick prompts? Well, you might know what figuring out is, but let's have a look. To pull off means to succeed in doing something that is difficult Henley pulled off a surprise victory in the semi-final. The synonyms are actually succeed and manage. A prompt is a sign on a computer screen that shows that the computer is ready to receive your instructions. Or it can be a message on a video screen that requests the operator to enter information or a command. Or it can be such a prompt just like this one about the age verification. If you figure out a solution to a problem or the reason for something, you succeed in solving it or understanding it. If they know the cause of the problem, they might be able to figure out how to prevent it happening again. The synonyms are solve, understand, reason out.
You can vote in person. In many states, you can vote in person before November 3rd. That's a great option. You can also vote in person on Election Day. The other route is to vote by mail. Some places call this absentee voting. You might hear it called voting from home. It's all the same, like Donald Glover and Childish Gambino. Just be sure to check the rules in your state. Now, I know that mail-in voting is an area where a lot of young people might have questions because we're not talking email, we're not talking Gmail, we are talking throwback, vintage, OG mail. But don't worry, I got this one. Here's the deal.
Just a quick look at the difference between the British and the American way of writing the dates, the difference between route and route. What is absentee voting? Donald Glover and Childish Gambino, do you have any idea? Also, throwback, vintage, OG, mail. Here, let's recall that there is a slight difference in between writing the dates in the British and American style. November the 3rd or September the 1st would be the American way, so you put month, then day, comma, and the year. Whereas the British way would first put a day, then month, then the year. So what is the correct way to pronounce this word? British English would say route and American English would say route. So either way, it is a particular way or direction between places, and it is also a method of achieving something. A college education is often the best route to a good job. Absentee is used to describe someone who is not there to do a particular job in person. Absentee fathers will be forced to pay child maintenance. He has already voted by absentee ballot. Alright, so this is Donald Glover and Childish Gambino, which is actually the same person. Childish Gambino is his stage name. Throwback is something that existed a long time ago. The display feels like a throwback to the 1980s. Vintage is something which is the best and the most typical of its kind. This is vintage comedy at its best. OG is an acronym for Original Gangster. It means that you have a classic style or you stay with the older ways instead of newer ones.
A few states mail you a ballot automatically if you're registered, but in most, you've got to request your ballot. So you should do that right now because it might take a little while to arrive. Once you receive it, open it immediately and read all the instructions. Make your choices, then sign it, seal it, and drop it off in a mailbox or a ballot drop box. That's it. Get registered, then vote as early as you possibly can.
Okay, let's look at the words ballot, sign it, seal it, drop it off. A ballot is a secret vote in which people select a candidate in an election or express their opinion about something. Election boards will count the ballots by hand. So the synonyms are vote, election, voting, and poll. When you sign a document, you write your name on it, usually at the end or in a special place. Before an operation, the patient will be asked to sign a consent form. When you seal an envelope, you close it by folding part of it over and sticking it down so that it cannot be opened without being torn. He sealed the envelope and put on a stamp. You may also say stick down, close, secure, shut. To drop off means to fall or to allow something to fall. to drop a book off the shelf, to drop a letter in the mailbox. It also means to take someone to a particular place, usually in a car, and leave them there. Can you drop the kids off at school this morning?
Now, there are a lot of people out there trying to confuse and mislead you about this election. They're trying to make you cynical. They're trying to get you to believe that your vote doesn't matter. Do not let them do that. Our democracy is a precious thing, and it's up to all of us to protect it. And upholding our responsibilities as citizens is perhaps the most powerful way for all of us, millennials, boomers, Gen Z, Gen X, to join forces. So register, vote as early as you can, and do whatever it takes to make sure your voice is heard in this election.
Okay, so here let's have a look at the words confuse and mislead, also cynical, precious. What does it mean to uphold our responsibilities? And also the difference between millennials, boomers, Gen Z, and Gen X. So the words confuse and mislead are very similar in their meanings. But the difference is that to confuse someone means to make it difficult for them to know exactly what is happening or what to do. You're confusing me. Tell me slowly and one thing at a time. To confuse a situation means to make it complicated or difficult to understand. Mislead means to cause someone to believe something that is not true. Ministers must not knowingly mislead Parliament and the public. So the synonyms for mislead are deceive, fool, delude, take someone in. If you describe someone as cynical, you mean they believe that people always act selfishly. His cynical view of the world. You may also say skeptical, mocking, ironic, sneering. If you say that something such as a resource is precious, you mean that it is valuable and should not be wasted or used badly. Water is becoming an increasingly precious resource. You may also say valuable, expensive, rare, and fine. If you uphold something such as a law, a principle, or a decision, you support and maintain it. It is the responsibility of every government to uphold certain basic principles. You can use support, back, defend, aid. Here is the fine chart from the Wikipedia. Boomers are the generation defined as people born from 1946 to 1964 during the post-World War II baby boom. Gen X, or Generation X, is the demographic group following the baby boomers and preceding the millennials. So the generation being generally defined as people born from 1965 to 1980. Millennials, also known as Generation Y, are the demographic group following Generation X and preceding Generation Z. People born between 1981 and 1996. As for the Generation Z, researchers and popular media use the mid to late 1990s as starting birth years and the early 2010s as ending birth years.
Now that we're done with that, you want to see my renegade?
Wait.
What? So where is the dance? Well. Anyway, I hope you found this video interesting. If so, please give it a thumb as it will help my channel tremendously. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below about who of the famous people you would like to see in my new videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that green bell button in order to be notified about my new videos. Until then, take care and see you soon.